Hello. Come on in. Come on in. I'm so glad that you came on this beautiful Sunday. It's an amazing day because of the fact it's a chance to relax, have some self care, and really take care of yourself. I want to thank you for tuning in this beautiful Sunday while you're with your families, while you just got out of church, and while you're just getting a chance to reset for the week. Listen, my name is Ina Puckett, and I'm so glad that you tuned in. If you're new to this page, I want to say thank you for tuning in as well. And please like, share, comment. And if you're on YouTube, definitely subscribe. Thank you. So, why did I join the travel business? I wanted to talk about the travel business just a little bit with you guys and talk about what started my journey. Because a lot of times people may not know why you're doing what you're doing. Okay. So it's important that I took some time to really explain why it is what I do. So, years back, back in 2017, I was going through a lot. I was on dialysis during that time. Some of you guys know I was on dialysis for about 3 years. If you're new to my page, you may not know, but I was on dialysis for, yeah, 3 years. I started with doing dialysis in DaVita. And then I was pretty adamant about telling the nurses that I wanted to learn how to do at home dialysis because at the time I heard it can get you higher up on the list to get a kidney. And that was important to me. Like, share, comment. Please subscribe. Like, share, comment. You're on YouTube. Please subscribe. Let me know where you're tuning in from as you come in. Let me know where you are tuning in from, city, state, or country, city, state, or country. And make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So I was doing dialysis and I told them I wanted to do at home dialysis. And I started doing that. But one thing that you do when you're on dialysis, you try to zone out for a minute, get away from the moment of what you're going through. And a lot of times that left me going on different social media sites. And at this time, I would see people traveling everywhere. They were going places I had never been. If you can believe it, well, you probably can because there's a lot of people out there like me that probably won't tell you that because they know you're traveling a lot for some of you. But for me, I hadn't even been to Vegas. I had never been to Miami. Now, I had been on a cruise ship, but that was when my parents took me on a cruise when I was young. I was very young and we went to the Bahamas, but I didn't travel much as an adult. A lot of times I just spent my time working, just being transparent. So, with dealing with my health issues, as well, I was working full time, then doing dialysis, and I would see people traveling all the time while on the machine. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they're traveling everywhere. If God blesses me to get a kidney, if He blesses me to get a kidney, I'm going to travel everywhere too. And I'm going to live my life abundantly out loud. That's what I told myself. I'm going to embrace every single second, every single moment. Because when you're going through something like that, like dialysis, and you know that you're going through some hardships, to see everyone traveling and enjoying life, I wanted that. I wanted that for myself. So what I did was fast forward to during the pandemic in 2021, I was in Atlanta. I was working from home. I do work from home, my day job. I was working from home, and a lot of the people around me were getting laid off. Um, they were, didn't work during that time, especially if you had a type of job where you had to go into a place. Because I worked from home, I was able to, continue working. And I've been working from home for going on 11 years now. So that's a long time. But when I was working from home, I was on the internet and I saw this couple, this married couple, and they were traveling everywhere, you guys. When I say they travel. Like, share, comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from, city, state, or country. City, state, or country. Let me know where you are tuning in from. I want to thank you for tuning in. And if you're on YouTube, definitely subscribe. So, yes, I was on Facebook while working, and I saw this married couple traveling, and they were traveling everywhere to the point I had to tell myself, you know, I need to find out what they're doing. How are they traveling so often? Hello, hello, it's Stunna. Hello to it's Stunna. How are you? I hope you're doing an amazing day from YouTube. Oh, I watched them travel and I said, "How are you traveling so much?" I want to travel too. I want to travel just as much, if not more. So I did what most people are scared to do, and that's jump in those inboxes. Well, nowadays, I guess people aren't as scared to do, right? But I jumped in the inbox of the wife, who is my director now, Director Latandria Johnson. I jumped in her inbox. How are you traveling so much? Like, what are you doing? And she introduced me to an opportunity. Now, when I first was introduced to the opportunity, I wanted to do it. I really wanted to do it. I knew I did. I remember she invited me to what was called a Wind Down Wednesday. And the Wind Down Wednesday was held by Natalie Nicole Graham, who at the time was the number one income earner in the company. And she was in her kitchen. It was a beautiful kitchen, beautiful kitchen. So it all already, I was mesmerized by what I was about to hear because I'm like, she has such a gorgeous kitchen. What is it that she do? like, what is she doing in the business? You know, and then before I had a chance to actually look at the presentation, right? I just first went to a Wind Down Wednesday. And I went to the Wind Down Wednesday and listened to her talk about her testimony and her story. And she told me about how, she went from, having her son at a young age. And she told me about how, she remember having to go to food lines to be able to get the food for her children, things like that. But she was also talking about how that's no longer her story and her life has changed. And you could tell from her house, the kitchen she was in, definitely life had changed. So I was tuned in. I was very zoomed into what she was talking about. And when I was watching, I knew that this is something I can do too. I knew it. I was like, I can do this. I don't know all the details fully yet, but I knew this was something that I can do. You can do it, I can do it, right? So I got back with the woman who invited me, which was Director Latandria Johnson. I got back with her and told her that I did go to the Wind Down. And then she sent me a video. It was like a 10 to 15-minute video that talked about the travel business. So it told me what the travel business was. And I realized it was much bigger than just travel. So a lot of people ask me, one of the questions people always ask me, are you a travel agent? And I always say, well, I'm a travel business owner. Because a travel agent, they just book trips. And there's nothing wrong with booking trips because I do that too. I book trips for others, I book trips for myself, and I earn commission. So that's one stream of income that I earn. However, I learned from the presentation that this was much bigger than just traveling. It was a way that you can be financially set for life and really get so far away from the poverty line that you change your life, not only that, but change the lives of others. So me having that big heart that I have, anyone who knows me know I have a truly huge heart and a desire to serve. And when I found out this business has a way for me to, it's like ministry that I can serve the people, help the people, and help them to get away from poverty as well. I was like, I'm all in. I'm all in. I knew at that moment I wanted to do this. However, I'll be transparent, and I always like to be transparent with others in the fact that when I was told about the opportunity and I watched the presentation, at the end, they tell you exactly how much you must invest to get started. And the investment is $200, and it's still $200 still today. $200 to get your business started. And a wise someone told me, and this is real, if I'm over the age of 25 and I can't get my hands on $100, that's a problem. It was. And I realized it was. I didn't realize how big of a problem it was until much later. But I realized it was a big problem. And I knew I wanted to get my business started, but I didn't have the money. Let's be transparent. I did not have the money at the time, like so many others. So many others, right? But I wanted to get the money. I told her that, I'm going to start, but I have to wait till my check comes. Well, I did go ahead. It took me a minute. I'm being transparent. You have to be honest because I'm about being authentic because there's people out there just like me. So I did get my business started, but it took me a little minute to get that $100. And that let me know that I needed a change. I had been working for many years and I couldn't get my hands on $100. That was a problem. That's a big problem. And there's a lot of people out there just like me, working a job and been working for so many years. And if you ask them about getting their business started or changing their life, investing, they don't have it. They don't have the $200, and that let me realize one thing. First, that I'm doing something wrong. Second, that I need to learn how to take control over my money, learn some financial literacy. So I got my business started and I was excited. I was super excited. Like, share, comment. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely always subscribe. So I got my business started. I went in running. I was excited. I was happy. I was meeting new people. And the very month, I remember they told me to do a boot camp. That was my very first boot camp, you guys. And let me tell you, it taught me so much about myself. One thing you got to know, anybody who's looking to venture out into entrepreneurship, the greatest beauty about entrepreneurship is it's going to reveal you to you in a way that you didn't want to look at yourself. Being transparent is going to be a lot of personal development. You're going to realize some of the things that you need to grow, some of the things that are your weaknesses, things that you haven't been working on, and you need to. So when I was doing the boot camp, I realized some of my weaknesses. I realized what I needed to grow into, the person I needed to become, which has always been in me, but I never took the time to really bring it out, to teach myself how to bring it out, help myself get to where I needed to be. Okay. So the thing about it was I did boot camp and I actually ended up getting my first business partner within my first month. And it actually was a very close friend of mine. And this is all I did. All I did was tell her, I started a travel business. And she was like, really? I want to do that too. I hadn't even shared anything with her. I don't even think she even went to a presentation. She was just ready to get started. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I didn't know what I was doing, but because I had just started. I didn't know what I was doing, but me just sharing that I started it actually got her to say, okay, I want to do this too. So we got her business started. And while I'm getting the business started, I'm kind of doing my trainings, learning about all the different vendors and all the different suppliers, the Marriott, all of them, right? The Marriott, the Delta Airlines, all the different suppliers. We use everybody. Just being transparent. Pretty much we use majority of the ones that you use. I guarantee we use them too. So I ended up going ahead and I was training, I was enjoying it, and I was having a good time. But what I didn't realize was the personal growth that I was really going to experience. And to this day, my friends, my family, everyone who knows me, they always tell me, Ina, you have grown much. You have really grown. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. And one thing you got to know when you start growing, it's things going to happen. And sometimes you're going to want to go back to the old you and doing some of the things that you used to do. But because you know that people are counting on you, people are seeing your growth and how you're an inspiration, you have to keep going. You have to keep going and keep growing. Not only for them, but really for yourself. Because I'm telling you, it feels so much better when you grow. It does. You're going to really realize so much about yourself and you're going to be happy. So, what do? I want you guys to know I am a professional network marketer. So, I do this professionally. I help others to earn additional streams of income, whether it's leverage, passive, as well as residual income with the travel industry. So basically, I travel, I live my best life, I show others how to do the same, but more importantly, I show them how to build generational wealth. So I'm a wealth builder. Okay. And I'm a wealth advisor as well because I advise others on how to build this wealth. So I want to talk about some of the three most common questions that I'm asked by prospects. And one of the biggest one, let's just get one out there. Well, right now, right here, right now, is this a pyramid scheme? you know they asked, and you know you were thinking it. So let's get it all out. Is this a pyramid scheme? I want to dispel that rumor first and foremost. To pyramid scheme, you can't have a product. I want you guys to understand that. Our product is actual travel. So we do have a product. Also, 1099 from both businesses, because it's two businesses, by the way. You get a 1099 from both businesses once you earn $600. Therefore, we report to the IRS what we make, which nobody that's in a pyramid scheme is going to report what they're actually making to the IRS. Let's get that out there. I want you guys to really listen to what I'm saying. And more, Marriott, Delta, Disney. Shoot, Disney will take you off of their film for small things, right? They do that to actresses. Do you think they're going to be partnered with the pyramid scheme? I don't think so. I want you guys to know that. That's not going to happen. We wouldn't have those vendors if that's what we're doing. So that's one of the things I want to dispel. It's not a pyramid scheme. You can come in right now and you beat out the person that brought you in. That's just the way it goes. Your work ethic determines where you go in this business. It's not like a job where you can do small, you come to work and then you don't really do anything, but you're still getting paid probably the same amount of the person that's an overachiever sitting next to you. you ever notice that at a job, some of the overachievers, they overachieve, right? And it's good to be an overachiever, but it's not fun when you're overachiever and you're getting paid the same amount that someone next to you who's underachieving and not really putting in the work, right? They're always calling off, they're always doing this, and you know what I'm talking about. Y'all work. So I want to dispel that rumor. So no, it is not a pyramid scheme. And another question people ask, do you have to build a team? You do not. You can do this or that, but we always tell you it's great to do this and that, only because it's what springs so many people to generational wealth. So I always tell a person, why would you get the car without the tires? That's what I tell them, because that's what it essentially feels like a person is doing. However, it's up to them. It's their choice. It's your choice. If you were to join this business, you can be just on the travel side and just book trips. That's totally up to you. You do not have to build a team. You do not have to. I just strongly encourage people to, because it's a lot of money on that side. It's a lot of money to free your family. All right. And another question people always ask is, well, I travel a lot. I love to travel. Do I have to book travel for others? Is that what I have to do? Because I don't really like booking travel for other people. I just like booking it for myself. Guess what? You can. You can just book travel for yourself. If you're a travel lover, you're traveling all around the world, hey, it makes sense to come home to a commission check. Why leave money on the table? We already know that trips cost a lot, right? To go travel, it costs a lot. So why not put some money back into your bank account? It makes sense. So no, you don't have to book travel for others. You can just be your own personal booker and just earning commission on your own travels if that's what you desire to do. It's whatever you desire to do. It's your business. So you can do whatever you want. And let me know. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, whether from Facebook or from YouTube. Leave them in the comments, like, share, comment. Always subscribe, YouTubers. Let me know where you're tuning in from, city, state, or country. City, state, or country. If you're catching this live, put hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, put hashtag replay. No matter when you get to view this, you can feel free to put in the comments any questions you have about the travel business. You've been thinking about the travel business and you're not quite sure. You want your questions answered? We can get them answered right now, live. Or I can answer them later if you catch the replay. So my call to action, and I always have to do one, because listen, that's what it's about. I'm always about, really what I do is just educate the people. That's really what majority of my business is about, is just educating the people. educating you. So if you would like more information on what it is that I do, drop a money bag. Drop a money bag in the comments. Drop a money bag in the comments. If you want to know more about what it is that I do, how I do it, how it can fit into your lifestyle, we all live very busy lifestyles. I'll tell you, mostly 98% of the people that do this business do it part time. There are people earning $250 million in this business while working. I'm telling you guys, this is an amazing opportunity. It's life-changing opportunity. So I always tell everyone, you would want to do this. So if you do want to know more information, put it in the comments, drop a money bag in the comments. I want to thank you all for tuning in, whether you're tuning in from Facebook or whether you're tuning in from YouTube. I appreciate you all. I want to thank you all, and I love you. I truly love you. And on this beautiful Sunday, hug on yourself, love on yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve a lifestyle of true wealth. You deserve a lifestyle to be happy. You deserve everything you truly desire in life. And I'm here to show you how to get just that. I love you all. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and you're always going to be all right. Trust me. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day.